Hi, Joe Wells here, the Midwest Law Enforcement Training Institute, www.mleti.com. Thanks a lot for tuning into my training program. As we continue to educate, we can learn in order to serve our communities better. On today's program, I'd like to discuss a case recently handed down by the Indiana Court of Appeals. It came down just this week, I believe on Wednesday, the 25th. And a pretty good situation. Nothing major changed as far as case law or standards should go. However, it really supports some things we already do as police officers, and it highlights some great activity by the Fort Wayne Police Department. So I'd like to review this case and hopefully reinforce some things you've already been doing on patrol. Okay, this case is the Kelly C. Mullen versus State of Indiana. Comes to the Indiana Court of Appeals here on May 25th. The scenario for this case, as we take a look at our first graphic here, it happened in July of 2015 at the Villages of Hannah apartment complex in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Now, this is a subsidized housing complex formerly known as Eden Green Apartments, and it's gone through some changes the past couple of years. In 2014, a new management firm took over, and they're starting to do renovations and trying to make it a better place. It's in a known crime area, a very high drug activity area. There have been a few homicides in the general vicinity of the apartment complex, so it's gotten on the radar of local police and known by the community as not a very good place to be around. Now, the apartment management of the complex is trying to clean things up, and they requested the help of the Fort Wayne Police Department in doing so. One of the first things they did was they posted no loitering signs, and they made it known to the residents that there should be no loitering out there by people who don't belong in the apartment complex, and they should watch on the activity trying to curtail things in the area. Now, this brings about our activity for that night, the event in July 2015. Detectives were observing activity at the apartment complex. Right around 10 o'clock at night, they saw a group of males hanging out in a hallway. It's an open-air hallway. And the thing that got their attention was the foot activity going toward this group of males, so it looks like open-air drug sales. And on the hallway they were at, there were two males positioned further away from the group on either side, acting as what appeared to be the lookouts. Now, just through basic police training and activity experience, it's something that gets the police officers activity, gets their attention. So the police officers, the detectives approached the group and identified themselves as police officers. Two men walked away in a suspicious fashion. That's Mullen and one associate. And you ask about what makes a suspicious exit of the area. Well, first of all, you have to be careful using that word. It's sort of subjective. However, what happened was Mullen and his partner left in a quick fashion. They did not use the walkway. What they did was they walked right along the side of the building through the landscaping, staying in the shadows. So it just looked like they were trying to get away from the police officers as they left the area in a quick fashion. Now, the officers track them down alongside of the building, and they make a contact with Mullen and his partner. During the contact, Mullen immediately blades his body, which can show aggression. It's a common tactic we know in police work to sort of protect yourself and prepare for a fight. During the conversation, he starts to back away, and the officer told him to stop. Now, the officers also, in the course of the investigation, asked about having any weapons on him. Mullen said he did have a knife in his pocket, and he went to pull it out. Right away, it's an officer safety situation. Officers stopped him by grabbing his arm and preventing him from reaching in the pocket of the knife. Mullen's immediate reaction is to struggle and try to pull his arm away. Officers secure both of his arms during the struggle, and he gets more aggressive. During this struggle, what happens, they find a firearm tucked inside his waistband. It's a 1911 style 45 caliber Lama pistol. Now, along with this entire situation, they pull the firearm out, they secure Mullen, and throughout the course of the investigation, they find out that he is not a legal resident of this apartment complex. So their initial suspicion of loitering has proven true at this point. Mullen's arrested. He has a history as a serious violent felon, so it's a level 4 felony. Also, we add in the resisting for the struggle with the officers. Now, during trial, what do you think happens? Well, of course, Mullen files for a motion to suppress all evidence. He says that the search was an unconstitutional search. Now, the trial court has an evidentiary hearing out of Allen County, and during the evidentiary hearing, they denied the motion. And one of the phrases I saw in there was escalating circumstances were supporting officers' actions. So pretty much what Mullen did step by step allowed the officers to escalate their level and their mode of investigation when they came across the weapon. So it was allowed. Now, of course, Mullen stops this trial court and wants to go to interlocutory appeal at the Indiana State Court of Appeals. And the motion's denied. This is what's sort of nice about it. It's denied basically upon the legality of a Terry stop. Now, I'm not going to read the entire court case here to you. It's about a 16-page review, but I think a lot of things here are important to look at this case. I've discussed some of the major points already to this point, but if you look at the actual court review, case review online, it's available, and the at the appeals court, the judge actually talks about every step of this process and supplies supporting documentation, supporting court cases on why the officers were allowed to do what they did. First of all, were the officers legally in a position to observe activity? Sure, they were, and he documents the court case that supports them to legally watch what was going on there in the area. Were they legally permitted to make contact with the people? Sure, they were. First of all, we have the suspicion of the open air drug sales through experience and training with the lookouts on both sides of the hallway. Also, you've got the no loitering signs posted and the request from the property management to help out the loitering problem. So you're legal to make contact. One person leaves. Are you allowed to track that person down and make contact with them? Sure, you are. You're investigating the complaints we've mentioned already. So, step by step by step, this legal review mentions each part of this case and shows supporting documentation on why the police officers were correct in what they were doing. So, special acknowledgement to the Fort Wayne Police Department. The officers appeared to do a great job as far as following the case through step by step by step. Also, they articulated these facts flawlessly in the report program, so it came to the court. It really, there was a complaint from Mullen about taking the reviews in there and so forth. It was a very quick and easy case for the court to decide upon because of the way the police work was done properly and the way it was documented to make sure that everyone understood what happened later on down the line. So once again, Fort Wayne Police Department, excellent job. We like seeing cases like this. And everybody else who would like to review the court case, it is Kelly C. Mullen versus the state of Indiana. It came through on May 25th. I'll put the information up at the end of the video and provide a link for you in the description below. Once again, I'd like to say thank you very much for tuning into my programs here at MLETI.com. I appreciate all the feedback I'm getting so far. Anything you'd like to see about or hear about for training specifically, let me know. We'll get to it in a future issue. Thanks for the opportunity, and we'll talk to you later on. As always, be safe.